So yeah, off screen I managed to get a shark roll, so I named him Sharknado.
Wait, why'd you
What?
off-screen the capture?
Because I was revving up a wee bit.
Okay.
Okay, so that's irony if you call it Sharknado.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, but that's just pure irony.
So yeah, now we're going into the Final Fantasy V dungeon.
Yep.
I never knew that was based on Final Fantasy V.
Yeah, based off of. Well, I mean, this entire town is based off of Final Fantasy V, and the next character we meet is a character from Final Fantasy V.
Okay. Yeah, I've never played 5, so that's why I was not sure.
Yeah.
But I liked this area because it was unique in a sense.
The dungeon theme is also a remix of the pirate ship graveyard theme from 5, which is also a dungeon in 14.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, are you talking about the first dungeon in 14?
Sastasha? No, I don't think so.
No, it's the first
What
dungeon
have
of
we got?
Stormblood. The
Cannon?
Oh, right.
What's it doing
The boat one.
Yeah.
yeah.
Aha!
Okay.
It's hard to remember the first dungeon in Stormblood when we're in 4.5 and every dungeon's level 70.
Say that, but isn't your
What just
new
happened?
or when up at that point in the story though?
I just started that alt today, so yeah, we're getting close to that point. But again, I just got that alt today.
And you got through everything, or did you jump?
I jumped. We jumped. We weren't. I'm not fucking around with the story again. Or at least I'm not. I didn't want to fuck around with ARR at the very least, because don't feel like doing 100 quests before reaching Heavensward.
That's a good point.
So yeah,
And yeah, there's mimics here too.
Awesome.
God help.
That was weird.
mimics
a
are
while.
mimics are a pain in the dick.
They are, especially in Palace of the Dead in 14.
Yeah, but that's a very different mimic.
Not done yet.
Luckily, thanks to my reverent up of the characters, Kazan and Nero have gotten even stronger.
Oh, awesome. Always good. Always good.
You'll notice as this dungeon goes on that a lot of mobs die very quickly now.
Yeah, but
Did
are
you
you gonna try to catch this? Are you gonna try to catch? You don't have to cast Libra a second time. You can just press L1.
I think he was trying to remember how to.
Yeah, I was trying to remember how to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like even with the Libra stuff, you can still just press L1 to remember to go back to the Libra data.
I never knew that.
If it's not L1, it's
Nice knowing ya.
it's. I know there's just a button you can just straight hit. You can just hit to just get back the data instead of having to recast Libra.
Oh, there you go.
And here we go.
I believe that's a second tier Prism Tunity. So. And
Yeah.
Damn.
Darn.
It's a
get it.
Trixie's one.
Yeah, and also the fact that it knows counter. That imprisoming counts as a whatchamacallit, as an attack. Yeah. There we go.
Hey.
And we've got a newbie group. I cannot remember what I called it.
Predictable.
Okay, I just realized now that Kazan's thing on his head, that's a strand of hair. That's not like a moon. It's not like a moon shape on it or anything.
No.
All right. Wait. Also, let's make it official. This mimic has no relation to that other famous mimic in our game lineup.
Oh, which other one are we talking about?
The other the mimics that aren't from every other Final Fantasy.
Well, shoot.
You named it Go-Go?
Go-Go!
Yes. After the famous
Of
the
course.
famous mimic of Final Fantasy VI.
Of course, man.
Which one are you getting rid of? Please don't get rid of Caitlyn. Caitlyn's cute.
Well,
I can't remember which one.
Well, you
Yeah,
want-
I got rid of the Moogle.
Alright. You
This
want to
is the-
keep... Huh?
This is the point where we start to cut the grass down a bit, unfortunately, because we've got so many mirages now.
Yeah, the game heavily encourages you to keep your like your Frit, your Beyblades, or your Wrapped. To keep your baby summons, because they end up becoming those summons later on.
Yeah. You need water though. What in the world?
You need a water resistance 50 or greater with a 5 or greater.
Mm-hmm.
I always hated those.
Almost. You got the first part. You just no Hal. You're off by 75.
Bad help. Bad help.
You're off by 75 water. I think you mixed up.
Fantastic.
I think you mixed up Blizzard with water.
I think you did.
That's exactly what I did.
Because Blizzard because you have a 100 in Blizzard, but a negative 25 in water.
I mean, I could have easily cutted this bit out, but like the incident with the ice a couple of parts ago,
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to keep in the stupidity when it does happen.
Yeah, man.
Get rid of the Magitech.
Yeah, it's literally just the Magitech armor that's stopping you from doing that, because Magitech have a high weakness to water. It's literally the Magitech armor that's holding you back. It's great.
What in the world?
Then I realise it, get rid of it.
Yeah, but
Then
the problem is...
I replace Rhyme Beaks with Sharknado, I think?
Well, it has to be. Well, yeah. It has to be Sharknado, because he's the only one with actual water resistance.
And there we go.
It took longer than it needed to.
As I said, I need to keep stupidity in so that people can learn from my stupidity.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's better you recorded this than I do, because the Crystal Tower would have taken 3 hours.
Does it still take you 3 hours?
No, just my original run. Take the cannon. Take the cannon.
Take the cannon.
Just
Cannon,
take the
David.
cannon.
That's just part of the scenery.
Just take the cannon.
Thanks.
If you noticed, there was a cut there because
Yeah, I
that
saw
happened.
that. I saw the cut, and it was.
Yeah, I did.
You had to take the cannon. And now more
Guess we're doing
circles.
this.
Come on, bring it.
And this music is way too awesome for this fight.
Well, yeah, it's One-Winged Angel. It's always going to be amazing.
Now this makes me want to try 5, to be honest, because this is interesting.
5's all right. It's definitely it's definitely one of the harder Final Fantasies. Just mostly because of how enemies work in that game. Because in 5 there are a lot of enemies with last chance like death attacks. Like I believe it was 5 that gave us that kind of BS of like, oh, this enemy can just cast meteor before he dies and has a chance of killing your party off.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Dang.
But yeah, 5 is a legitimately difficult game, or at least it's definitely one of the most difficult in the entire series. Unless you're playing like Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13 on the hardest difficulty with New Game Plus with that added feature of making bosses even harder. That's a very real gameplay option. Take the other stairs. Take the other
I
stairs.
could have done it. I could have done it on those stairs. I was just at the wrong.
Yeah, I was like, take the other stairs. Come on, Hal. Ooh.
Dude, it's on.
Let's make
Oh,
this
Aramin.
Yep.
Oh no, I have. Are you alright, buddy? Do you remember? Do you remember what happens with this guy?
Yeah, unfortunately I murdered him.
Oh, that sucks. Dude, that'd been cool to have an Armin early game. Or at least, for this point, having another large Mirage.
If I do remember right later on, I do get one of the baby elements.
Oh, the Little Eyes?
Yeah. I don't get a big one though, unfortunately.
Well, it can transfigure into an Armin, but you need to level it. You need to like grind and get it to that point. Yeah, so
That was a good fight.
that was a pretty quick. That was actually a pretty quick fight. You did mention grinding, so yeah, that Armin stacked was pretty quick.
Yeah, unfortunately, as I said, I kind of grinded between parts and Neville got a bit too beefy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take them out and replace them with something else, but then I thought to myself, I kind of want to get through this game.
Yeah. You know,
You want to get through it like in a decent pace.
Yes.
it'd be like if I decided to play Pokemon Crystal, but every time I beat a gym leader, I have to make up a new team every time.
That's
Let's make
somewhat of a
this good.
difficulty.
It's on.
Well, that's not even difficulty.
Oh,
That's just time consuming. That's just time consuming.
These fuckers.
Oh, are you trying to catch a mini flan?
Yes. These fuckers.
What did they do to you?
They're hard
You'll
to
see.
Really.
I see the problem
I
right
don't-
now. Huh?
I don't know if it's just my luck or no, but these guys are really hard to imprison.
I can already see a problem right there. You're getting the Prism Tunity you're getting is the lowest Prism Tunity you can get, and that already makes it difficult to catch these little fuckers. Again, that's just like the big problem right now.
Well, flip.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
On the,
don't
po-
like
on the
your
plus side, on the plus side, you get to hear a lot more of Ring Danger.
Of course. Apparently it fits the tone of this fight perfectly. Okay, yeah, now you have the higher Prism Tunity with that flan on the far right.
Yeah, funny that.
I'm guessing that didn't work out for you, did it? No, it didn't.
Nope.
And it countered you.
And it counted me.
Oh my gosh. This is... Oh yeah, that's right, because you have Cockatrice who's weak to water.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get him eventually, maybe.
Do you get it in this video?
Let's find out.
I'm not saying, you just have to wait.
Let's find out.
I like the part where it's like they just look like they're about to die.
And now you have the secondary one for the other one, too. Wow, you're just like... Wow, you just want these flans dead. Remember, the Prism Tunity will wear off eventually.
You know,
Huh? Come on.
now I've got one left, I'm sure I can focus this one down.
Nah. Again, if only you had a Mirage with the ability Subdue, because that would allow you to do a lot of damage to it and get the highest Prism Tunity without killing it. This is great.
I hate this so much.
I'm getting a
I hate
ton out
this
of
so
this.
much.
Now, dude, this is how I felt when trying to capture red dragons.
Oh, you had to do those? Darn.
I caught him. I did catch him, but caught him easier on the Switch version than I did on the PS4 version, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now, come on, little flan.
Come on.
Nope. I like the glossy effect they have on him.
That's a nice touch.
I hate this so much.
Like I said, I'm getting entertainment.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, he said screw it and just kill
Yeah.
the flan.
Predictable.
I hated it so much. I said screw it.
Yeah, it's not worth it at that point if it's nearly killing your entire party for one little flan.
Yeah, seriously.
Again, it was entertaining for me.
Yep.
And there's some backstage stuff that I should have cut out.
And a Merc Rift. Oh, you're not gonna.
And that's a nope.
Another. You're not gonna battle it.
It's a nope for me.
Gimme, gimme.
Another gimme golem.
Okay, I should mention this. This was the
Wow,
puzzle I was
that
talking about a
creeped me
couple
out.
parts ago.
Oh, the one that takes a while, or
There's,
That
yeah,
charm
there's,
sounded like it
there's
could
like
be dead.
3 bells all around this area, and you've got to ring them in a certain order.
Hey, I didn't say it.
And if you do it, you get a special treasure chest and a possibility of imprisonment, a special version of a Moogle.
Dang.
I don't do it though.
This symbol is.
Oh, because you don't have it. Battle in progress.
yeah, because that Aramin. Oh, you're gonna get the beat. You're gonna get the floating eye and not the Aramin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because if I remember right, to imprison the Aramin, you've got to cast blind on it, and I don't have anything that casts blind.
That's
At the
yeah,
moment.
yeah. Oh, I forgot about that little detail.
Prism.
But I do get a floating eye,
Ooh,
eventually.
nice. Let's hope. I do get one, I think. There we go.
There we go.
The floating eye is actually is legitimately it's helpful for if you don't have. What's up?
Okay, now what do I call this one? I should remember.
Yeah, that was
Such
weird,
things.
But yeah, so floating eye is good for if you don't want to use Moogle but need a prism with flight, because this little guy gets flight. Obviously.
Yeah. I think he's the only. I think he's one of the few that.
Psych.
Oh yeah, I name it Cyclops.
So you shortened it to Psych.
Yes.
Which one will you get rid of? You
Oh,
got rid of
Yeah, I
Harvey.
get rid of it. Yeah, I got rid of Harvey.
Aww.
Yes, the
I mean,
sir.
eventually, you're gonna have to like,
You'll the
you're gonna have to
Flutter
settle down with the
ability.
team, with a specific team of Mirages.
Yes.
Also, you don't have any Mirages with float yet.
I will in a second. That's why I kept this in.
Flutter, that's what it's called. Okay, I just call it float or fly.
So off screen, I did some more
Yes,
grinding
sir.
so I could
That's
get
the flutter symbol.
the
You'll then need a
get
mirage
flutter.
with the flutter
Yeah.
ability.
Honestly, though, like the Mirage setup you always want is just a Mirage setup that just has everything, like that has a little bit of everything. Like you got Cockatrice that has Ignite, or you know you have Kruger who can just find items randomly,
Yes, the sir. That's
Uh,
the flutter. Yes, the sir.
and then you have
Yes, the sir. That's the
I
flutter.
believe
symbol.
later on
You'll
you
then
need
a mirage
Bebliz
with the
for,
flutter ability.
or you just need a Frost ability to get rid of some lava puddles. You need like an Iron Giant to knock boulders out of the way and stuff like that.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So what you're not seeing in this video is I go around in circles a couple of times, but I did cut those out.
Yeah,
Good.
to get Psych, Flutter.
There we go. Now we've got flutter.
Finally.
Whee! Flutter, flutter, flutter. We're gonna flutter in the air. Wow.
And now, one of my favorite animations in the game.
Okay.
Just great, it's just dangling while somehow Floating Eye is holding on to them.
That's fun. That's always fun.
Moogle actually has an animation where he's holding onto them while Floating Eye is just kind of somehow holding onto them.
Did you just accidentally come up with a haiku? And who says boy oh boy?
And also Aramin, well, at least like Aramin has feet, but you don't see any on Floating Eye.
Nope. Guessing you had to do something in there.
It's almost very close to a boss fight.
Hey, boss fights are fun.
You won't see the boss fight in this part though. I've splitted this whole dungeon into.
Gotcha.
Because it would have been a very long video if I kept it all in.
Well, yeah, because then you'd have to fight. You'd have to fight a pirate. You gotta fight some pirates. Like, there's a lot of stuff we gotta do.
Yeah.
And now you need another weight 5, water resistance 50, which is just literally put like, he's just stacking Sharknado and Kruger to activate it. Eventually activate it. Don't worry, I have a lot of moments like that too, where I'll just like, out of nowhere, just like pause the game or just not do anything for like minutes.
I usually try to cut those out whenever I do, but sometimes, as you remember in the Dark Crowd LP, they can slip in sometimes.
That happened to me with Kingdom Hearts 1 when I was recording the finale, and out of nowhere, I forgot why, but I had to pause the video. I had to pause the game, and I thought in my rushed mind of trying to edit out all my pausing and stuff, I thought I'd got rid of the longest one, which was like a minute. And there's just a full minute of a pause screen.
Oh, dang it.
And I just like, I don't know why I forgot that.
Speaking of don't know why I did that, I went back to the start of the dungeon.
Oh. Well, you have to go back to the start, but
Yeah, but there's a specific bit at the start of the dungeon that you need to go to get the thing you need to progress,
yeah.
which I think I'm about to do actually. There we go. Now I need to, what I'm supposed to do is mess with the water. What I'm supposed to do as the video ends is mess with the water, and that opens up the path to where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, and now we're gonna have to find out in the next part about what's going on with the rest of this dungeon.
Yay.